Hello and welcome everyone to the Chicago Scholars Virtual College Fair. We are so thrilled to have you for our third session on Tuesday, July 20th here tonight. We have a wonderful group of institutions ready to present to you, and I just have a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. Your camera and your microphones are both off for this event, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. Can use that Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. You don't have to wait until a certain institution is presenting. If you have a question for any or all of our institutions, go ahead and submit those questions throughout the entire event today. This is one of many different sessions. It's the last one for today, but we have a whole nother day of these going on tomorrow. So make sure and take a look at the schedule and jump in to learn about a few other institutions as well. This presentation, along with all of the presentations, are being recorded and will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/Chicago Scholars. And last but not least, we know that you've been asked to check in and put your attendance for being here this evening. So I'll put a link in the chat where you can record your attendance if you've not done so already. All right, I'm now going to turn it over to the main event. Kicking us off, we have Olaf College. Take it away whenever you are ready.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Reginald Miles, and I have the privilege of serving as the Associate Dean of Admissions and the Director of Multicultural Recruitment at St. Olaf College. St. Olaf College, we are located in Northfield, Minnesota. So let me give you some background regarding that. So there's about 3.6 million people living in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. In Minneapolis-St. Paul, there's the Mall of America, the Minnesota State Fair, the hiking, the biking. It's a very outdoorsy place with 4 seasons. As we go 45 miles south of Minneapolis-St. Paul, that's where Northfield is located. In Northfield, it's a college town with restaurants, antiques, cafes, live music. And we've actually have been around for over 146 years. The photograph that you see right here, this is Old Main, the oldest building on campus. 146 years ago, everything took place on this campus, from eating, sleeping, taking classes. Now, our campus spans to 300 acres, and we have been named one of the most beautiful campuses in the country. We have about 3,000 students on our campus from all backgrounds. 10% of our students identify as international from over 95 countries. Also, 60% of our students are from out of state. 24% of our students identify as having a diverse background, which this number is higher than what it has been last year and 5 years ago. But we definitely know as a college, we still have a lot of work that we have to do, as we are looking for like-minded individuals who encompass the same values when it comes to equity, diversity, inclusion, as we plan to increase our multicultural students, on campus. Now, when it comes to our academics at St. Olaf are very rigorous. We have over 85 programs from art history, chemistry, English, biology, anthropology, nursing, and the fine arts. And also, students, as you start your college search, you may know that schools have minors. At St. Olaf, we don't have minors. We have concentrations very similar where students can be exposed to different academic disciplines. Students can actually double major, and believe it or not, they can actually triple major. Another unique thing about St. Olaf is our academic calendar. Students take 4 classes in the fall semester. During the month of January, which we call interim, students take 1 class, or they study abroad, or they actually participate in an internship experience. And then in the spring semester, students take 4 classes. 92% of our students are involved in internship opportunities of research, working closely with faculty members, and being out in the field, such as our social work students. Our student to faculty ratio is 12:1. Average class size is right around 23. Students have academic advisors and faculty advisors. Our faculty and staff are really committed to student success. They really want our students to be successful on campus. They conduct office hours, and that personalized attention it sets us apart from other institutions out there. Also, we have learning communities. So students have the option of taking classes with students who share the same interests, like political science, race and ethnic studies within Race Matters as well, with American Studies. So that is something that is available for our students. Now, when it comes to studying abroad, I know a lot of students like to study abroad. We are #1 for students to study abroad, and students can actually take advantage of over 41 countries in over 100 programs. And we have our language, cross-cultural studies program where students can actually study in 5 countries during the course of a semester. 95% of our students live on campus. This is our residence hall. This is our dining hall on campus. We have the one dining hall along with other eateries on campus. We have 11 residence halls, and we are actually building one right now, which will be open in fall of 2022. We have honors and language houses. So what if you wanted to speak Norwegian or German or Spanish or French 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with other students? You have the option of doing that. And if you love food like me, our dining hall is amazing. We've been ranked #7 for our food. Housing is guaranteed for 4 years. We have over 200 clubs and organizations on our campus, from academic to our multicultural organizations, student government, and clubs and organizations within academic disciplines. And our friends right across the river at Carleton College, our students are engaged with them as well. We have the Taylor Center for Equity and Inclusion, and this is a hub for our students who really want to, when it comes to being empowered and being engaged and just really being themselves. We have all types of events, such as last fall we had, with the passing of George Floyd, we had his aunt and uncle actually speak to our students in our community in a Zoom meeting just like this. And it was a really powerful event, along with celebratory events, Coming Out Day, President Day, etc. When it comes to St. Olaf College, we are known for our fine and performing arts. Last year, we had Mamma Mia. We have art galleries along with dance companies as well. 1/3 of our students are involved in the fine and performing arts. This photograph that you see right here, this is from our Christmas festival, which is one of our signature events on campus, which really kicks off the start of the holiday season. We are nationally accredited in dance, music, theater, and art. You can actually be a biology student or nursing student and still participate in fine arts. Now, if you love sports, we are a Division III school, but if you don't want to compete at that level, we have club sports. 75% of our students are involved in intramurals. Some of our sports include basketball, football, lacrosse, softball as well. Now, religion is where our roots stem from. St. Olaf College supports students seeking a spiritual journey. If you want it, it's there for you. We have religion courses that are required in the liberal arts curriculum, and we have 11 religious organizations along with an optional chapel. Again, it's there for you if you want it. Our college really believes in preparing students for the real world. So we have the Piper Center for Vocation and Career, which we have employers coming to campus to help students be successful. And then once you graduate from the St. Olaf experience, you are part of the worldwide network of OLIs. If you have any additional questions about the St. Olaf experience, I recommend that you reach out to myself or one of our team members to get you on your St. Olaf journey. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thank you, St. Olaf College. We are going to turn it over now to Occidental College. Take it away whenever you are ready.
Awesome. Thank you all so much for being here. My name is Julius. I'm an admission counselor at Oxy, and I'm also an alum. I graduated in 2016, it's about 5 years ago, and this is especially exciting for me because I was once from Chicago too. I was a Chicago public school kid and made my way out to California. So I am thrilled to tell you a little bit about how we do things on the West Coast. What is Occidental College? You know, first and foremost, Occidental is a liberal arts college located right in the heart of Los Angeles. And for those of you that have been kind of going through the college search process this past year, you probably realize that while there are many liberal arts colleges in the country, not a lot of them are in major metropolitan areas. Similarly, if you're looking at schools in big cities, you probably know that a lot of them don't tend to be smaller colleges, they don't tend to have this traditional residential college feel. At Oxy, we really kind of straddle the best of both worlds. We are a school of only about 2,000 students, but students come to Oxy from all over the country and all over the world too. Only about a third of our students are from California. Most are coming from out of state, and about 15% of our students come to Oxy from outside of the US. So a pretty dynamic campus community. And you can see a little bit in this photo of what it looks like to really have that traditional residential college campus, but also have Dodger Stadium about 15 minutes away, have the Warner Brothers Studios in Burbank, about 20 minutes in the Valley, to have Santa Monica Beach and the ocean about an hour's drive west of us. We really feel that we're positioned to do so many different things. Academically, but also for fun. And I think college is in many ways about finding ways to do both, to pursue your intellectual curiosities, but also to continue to grow as a person. And we think LA is a really exciting place to do that in. Now, all students come into Oxy as undeclared. We want you to have intellectual curiosities, moments in high school that made you excited to pursue higher education. But beyond that, we don't expect that path to be linear. Some of our majors and programs might be subjects you recognize, like history or politics or even American studies, things you might expect to find in college. But some are pretty unique to Oxy, like diplomacy and world affairs, or critical theory and social justice, or even urban and environmental policy. So we want you to really have time to explore these different areas and subjects before you declare your major. Most students won't actually declare their major until the end of their sophomore year. But even after you do, only a third of your courses will be major requirements. Another third of courses are elective based. They really are for you to take. Maybe you want to try on a screenwriting course to see if that's right for you, or explore a course in marine biology that takes you into the ocean. We want you to have that room. And then the last third of courses you'll take at Oxy is for our core program, meaning that regardless what your major is, we want to make sure that all students take classes in the fine arts, in foreign language, in math and science, as well as social sciences. We think that that really prepares you to be impactful in the work you do after you graduate and be able to connect the dots between different disciplines and different subjects. This is the kind of work that we get really excited about at Oxy. Certainly in the classroom, most of our classes are going to be very discussion oriented, about 19 students, where you're expected to raise your hand and participate. But as much as we want you to be active in the classroom, we also want you to be active in the world around you. Many of our classes will actually use Los Angeles as a extension of the classroom, if you will. Certainly marine bio classes will go into the ocean, but politics classes will go to City Hall, where you will get to attend hearings. Geology classes will go into Joshua Tree and the San Diego Mountains to really see what it looks like to do geological research. But we also think you have a lot to learn from beyond California. About 2/3 of our students will study abroad, but some programs that are pretty unique to Oxy include our campaign semester program, where you can spend a fall semester working on a political campaign anywhere in the US. We've had students work on presidential and senatorial and gubernatorial elections. We also have a partnership with the United Nations in New York, where about 16 seniors will spend their fall semester living in Manhattan and interning full-time at the UN while taking classes from an Oxy professor stationed in New York City, which is pretty cool. We are very much a school that is all about getting out into the world and doing as early as your first year. While you're on campus, though, students really do tend to live on campus for all 4 years. It's required for 3 years, but campus is the heartbeat of that student experience. Students will bounce from classes to clubs, to athletics, to lectures. And so we really think it's important for students to be living where they're learning and learning from one another. So all first-year students live together in first-year communities, but after your first year, you are able to select a range of housing experiences, including themed living communities, where you'll live with students based around a similar identity or interest, like our Food Justice House or our Women's Scholars Hall. We also have some halls that are more apartment style, especially in your junior and senior year. You might just want to have your own bathroom and kitchen with a friend or two, and that is okay too. But students really do work around the clock. Students are what make Oxy tick. You are not just scholars, you are athletes, you are your student leaders. So about 25% of Oxy students are varsity athletes, but more broadly, about 50% of students participate in some form of athletics. That includes club and intramural sports. So maybe you haven't had the opportunity to play a sport like rugby or ultimate frisbee. There's still time to come to Oxy and get involved in those types of communities. Dancing is also something we love on campus, really. The photo in the bottom left corner is of Dance Production, which is our largest and longest running student organization. It's a dance showcase that takes place in the spring of every year. About 200 students participate in it, and it just had its 78th anniversary this past spring, even virtually, which is pretty cool. We think that this type of education where you're learning by doing, where you're learning from other students from different majors and from across the world is really what prepares you to do the most when you leave Oxy, right? Oxy is just for 4 years. You can see that there's no one major that students from Oxy tend to pursue or one career path. Students do everything from science and technology and engineering to arts and entertainment. And we expect you to be versatile in the work you do after you graduate. We think that doing that at Oxy is a really exciting way to have that experience. So if you do have other questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, but certainly excited to welcome you to our corner of the world in Southern California.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Oxy. Okay, we're going to turn it over to Pomona College in just a moment. Before we do that, I'm going to ask for everyone to keep an eye on that Q&A function. Make sure you get your questions into all of our presenters. Okay, let me give this another shot. Pomona College, take it away when you're ready.
Okay, it's a pleasure to be with you all this evening. And it's kind of fun to go right after Occidental because we are also located in Southern California. They are in the true city of Los Angeles, and we are in a suburb called Claremont, California. But it's a pleasure to be with you today. My name is Ashley Polly, and I am here representing Pomona College. And it's especially exciting to work with Chicago scholars because Illinois is our second largest state. And so there's lots of students from your area who are at Pomona. So the first thing I'll start out with is, of course, it's not moving forward. There we go. Perfect. So just like Occidental and the conversation you're hearing from Julius, we are located in California as well. We're about 35 miles east of downtown Los Angeles in a city called Claremont. But what I want to really talk to you about is the state of California. So the state of California has a motto, which is Eureka, which means I found it. California is a place of risk takers and adventurous and try anything types, people who have big dreams and they come to California in order to see those things come to fruition. And that is really, that spirit of California is very much infused into the students who enroll at Pomona. It's very much a part of who we are and why we were founded in Southern California. So that try anything, risk taking, adventurous, very entrepreneurial spirit is very much a part of who our students are as well. We also find that our students tend to be very interested in giving back. In fact, we have these gates on our campus that students leave and they walk out of when they've graduated, and it talks about bearing your added riches in trust for mankind. So our students care a lot about what they learned in the classroom, but also what their impact is going to be when they graduate and they go on and have an impact in the larger world and community. The second thing I want to talk about is we are part of something called the Claremont Colleges. Those colleges are Pomona as the founding member of the consortium, Scripps, which is a women's college, Claremont McKenna, which is big on things like business, banking, econ, and government, Harvey Mudd College, which is a big STEM school, and Pitzer, which is really big into activism, environmentalism, sustainability, and social justice. And so all five of these institutions are literally across the street from each other. As you can see, this is 1 mile square radius. And the cool thing about the consortium is students can take classes at any of the 5 colleges, and there's over 6,000 undergraduate students, over 2,000 classes that are offered each semester. And lots of ways in which you can engage. So why did we do this? We think that there's something very powerful about being in a community of really incredibly intelligent people who are all going to push you outside of your comfort zone. The students all choose to go to one of these schools for very different reasons. And then you're going to be taking classes with them or engaged in sports or clubs or different things with students across the schools. And they're going to challenge everything that you think you know and that you think is truth. And that is really exciting because as a country, as a people in this global community, we've forgotten what it's like to respectfully disagree with other people. And the Claremont Colleges really offer that as an opportunity for everyone involved. Academics, a lot of us have talked about academics. So I'll just tell you about 2 cool ways in which we build intentional communities around our students. So the first is with your academic advisor. Every school has an academic advisor, but instead of pairing you just based on your major, instead we have you write a letter to your future faculty mentor before you start on campus. And it's about anything except your academics. It's about what excites you intellectually, your favorite sports team, whatever it might be. You write that letter and then faculty read it and they pair you with another faculty member based on your interests. And that could be anything from a student who was really interested in the different people groups in Japan, and she wanted to become a doctor. She got paired with a sociology professor who actually studies different people groups across Japan. And so they get together and they watch documentaries about the different people groups across Japan and how people have shifted and the different movements that are happening there. Literally not her major at all, just something that she could nerd out about with the faculty member. And that's just a nice way for you to have a community when you first arrive on campus. The second way that we do that is through the student experience. And that is specifically in something that we called our sponsor program. It's a group of 20 to 30 first year students who all live in the same hall at Pomona. And you have 2 upper class students who kind of serve as your spama and spapa, and are part of this community that you have when you first arrive on campus. They're supposed to be your family away from home, people that you can rely on to go to the dining hall with, or go into the local village and to grab some food, or go to a play, go to a show, whatever it might be. So people you can just engage with and who will take care of you and be kind of your family while you're away from home. So those are 2 ways that we really build intentional community around our students, and things that we think are really important as we incorporate students from all around the world into our community. Next, I'll talk about internships and research. And the thing to know here is essentially, we like to say yes to students' intellectual endeavors. We give students $4,000 to $6,000 to go and do internships and research anywhere in the world. The question that we like to ask students is, what is it that excites you intellectually? And how is it that we can support you in doing that wherever it might lead? The student body at Pomona is incredibly diverse, and that's something that we're very proud of. So over 50% of our students identify as domestic students of color, and another 12% identify as international students. We also have a very significant population of undocumented students who are treated in the same way that domestic students are in our financial aid. Students come from all over the world. They get to do lots of study abroad opportunities. We really want to think of us as a very global institution of lots of different people who are all gathering together to learn in the same environment. Lastly, I'll leave you with just some information about our financial aid process, which is really special. So first off, we read students' need blind. So when we read your application, we don't care how much money your family can or cannot afford to pay for Pomona's education. We want to make sure that we can invite anyone into our community, no matter whether they can afford it or not. Then we will meet 100% of your need when you apply to the institution, and we'll be able to package you with no loans. So we're one of only 15 institutions in the country that's able to do those 3 things. And we do those things also for our undocumented students, because that's a place that we're really passionate. So that is all from me. You can go to virtual.pomona.edu if you want to get some more information about how to connect and learn more about the college. But other than that, I look forward to speaking with you during the Q&A.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Pomona College. Okay, let's see. Rhodes College, you are up next. Take it away whenever you are ready.
All right, cool. So hello, everyone. My name is Piyush Kumar. I am the Assistant Director of Admission at Rhodes College. We are located in Memphis, Tennessee. I graduated from Rhodes in 2017, so I'm also an alum, but I'm happy to talk with you guys and give you some more information about Rhodes and a little bit of information about who we are and what we're about. But we, have something called the Rhodes Edge. We want to give students an advantage kind of as they're going through their undergraduate experience and the next step of what comes after undergraduate into graduate school, professional school, jobs, things of that nature. So again, we are located in Memphis, Tennessee, and like one of the other colleges before, we are located in a major metropolitan area, and not many liberal arts schools are located in a major metropolitan area. So that's something that we are very proud of. And we also give you kind of the best of both worlds in the sense that you're located in kind of a nice residential kind of area in Midtown Memphis, and then 6 minutes down the road, whenever you're ready to jump into downtown Memphis and have the city at your fingertips, it's right there. So you can really kind of flip a switch for whatever experience you want at any given day at Rhodes. And obviously we do our best to kind of showcase the beauty of our campus. Obviously with my Zoom background in the picture here, and it really is a beautiful place to really spend 4 years and realize you have a lot of opportunity in a city like Memphis. We have approximately 2,000 students on our campus. And we get students from all over the place. 45 states are represented and 55 countries are represented. Only 20% of our students are actually from Tennessee. So 80% of our students are actually from outside of Tennessee, and multicultural and international students make up 31% of the total student body. And that is a number that's constantly been increasing, and obviously there's a lot of room to grow in that aspect. But I'm really proud as an alum to also kind of see the diversity grow in a place like Rhodes. So this is really advantageous too when you're kind of considering, I'm coming from Illinois and how am I going to make friends? You have people on the campus that are all kind of looking to make friends. And so through all the activities and programming that we have for our students, you are able to really, make friends through a lot of activities and things that we put forth. So really awesome community to be a part of. So this is our foundations curriculum. So basically, this is how we do the liberal arts in a very unique way. These are 12 skills that we expect students to have before they graduate. And this is typically, like you'd think of requirements like math, science, English, history, things like that. But really, the two main purposes of this is we want you to pick classes you specifically want to take. If you don't want to take a math class, if you don't want to take calculus, you don't want to take statistics, you could take computer science if that's something that interests you. You could take logic in the philosophy department. You could take musical scoring because there's a mathematical element to music. And if you really want to discover that, we want you to have a fun experience as you do. So at the end of the day, we want you to have these 12 skills, but we want you to do it in a fun kind of way. The other reason we do it is we want you to be in a classroom full of people with like-minded interests. So if you are in a class of 12 students interested in music, that musical scoring class is going to be that much better. So all of your classes are like this. You don't have to declare a major until the end of your sophomore year. So you have 4 semesters to really figure things out and take classes in all these different skills. And we have over 50 different majors and minors that you can choose from when you're ready to finally make a choice on your final major. Also, the thing that we really want to drive home is that we want you to be active in internships, research, study abroad, lots of different things. For internships, we are thankful to be in a city like Memphis. So we have partnerships with major companies. So FedEx, ServiceMaster, AutoZone, St. Jude. These are all headquartered in Memphis and they have direct partnerships with us. So whenever they have internships open, they contact us and let us know, hey, we want Rhodes students. We know Rhodes students do really cool work and we want to be able to give them opportunities. So when I was a student, I was able to work at St. Jude for 8 weeks, worked with the doctor, and that was a really fantastic experience. So really, really cool opportunities working with these companies. Research is also very similar in the aspect that all you have to do is walk up to a professor and say, hey, I think your research is really cool. Is there any way I can join your team? The worst thing they can say is, I'm full of students right now, but here's another professor doing really cool work. You should go talk to them. So really easy to get involved in internships and research. Study abroad is something where, 75% of our students do it, and college is the best time to be able to go study abroad. So we want to be able to set you up for those experiences. So we ask the students do one of those 3 things while they're at Rhodes, but a typical Rhodes student does all 3 because they have the time and the ability to do so. So again, kind of driving home the point that we're in Memphis, we want you to engage with the city. We want you to do some really cool stuff. So we do that in 2 major ways. First, we do it through something called the Big Deal program. So basically, we'll go out into the city and buy tickets to major events. So NBA Grizzlies tickets, Orpheum Broadway tickets, comedy show tickets, things like that. And then we'll resell them to our students for $5 so that they can access this stuff and not have to spend a whole lot of money. I took full advantage of that as a student. I went to 10 Grizzlies games while I was there, and I was finally happy that I had an NBA team I could support. But that's something that made me feel like Memphis was a part of my college experience. The second way we do it is through service. We're nationally known as one of the most service-minded schools in the country, and that's without any kind of requirement. Our students want to make an impact, they want to make a difference, and there's a lot of different things that you can do for service. And we have something called the Kinney Coordinating Service, where they will give you a giant list of opportunities, and all you have to do is just say, that sounds like something I want to do. How can I get started? And you can start it whenever you want. And again, just to give you some perspective for where we're at, we are located in Midtown Memphis, right where there's R is, right across the street from the Memphis Zoo. So you're in kind of a touristy kind of area. Overton Park is an extension, which it is a giant green space basically for running, picnics, biking, things like that. The Levitt Shell is located there where Elvis performed his first live concert. So we have free concerts for our students Thursday to Sunday. But as you can see, it's just a straight shot to downtown, 6 minutes away. And so whenever you're ready to kind of take part in that, you definitely can. We ask that students live on campus for 3 years, but for your 4th year, you can live off campus if you want to. But these are, dorms that our students are really excited to live in. So the majority of students live on campus for all 4 years. We have over 110 different clubs, so lots of ways to get involved, and also 23 Division III intercollegiate teams. So also intramurals if you want to take part in that, but lots of different ways that our students can feel satisfied with what's going on campus. And then finally, we have an overall graduation rate of 82%. So a lot of our students are able to do some really cool stuff after graduation, get a lot of scholarships, fellowships, things like that. But I'm excited to hear from you all during the Q&A, and I hope you enjoyed kind of hearing about Rhodes. But yeah, excited to see applications in the future from all of you. Thanks.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Rhodes College. Great presentation. Okay, we are going to turn it over now to our last presenter of the evening. We are going to hear from Northern Illinois University whenever you are ready.
All right, everyone. Last but not least, my name is Betty Madison Ferris. I am a freshman admissions counselor at Northern Illinois University. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about NIU here in a second. Just go back. Okay. So for those of you who may not know where we are located, we are in DeKalb, Illinois. So DeKalb is about an hour west of Chicago, about 45 minutes from Rockford, close to the Wisconsin border. So not too far from the city. Very accessible for students to come out to DeKalb. We do have transportation that'll get you back and forth into the city if that's somewhere that you want to pursue, like internships or jobs and things like that. NIU is a public institution. We have about 17,000 students on campus. That does include graduate students and law students as well. So it has a big city access, but a small town feel while you're out here. So this is our student profile as of the year before last. So this is our diverse institutional facts that we have. So we're about 45% students of different racial and ethnic backgrounds. We're about half and half women and men students. But what I do like to mention on this slide here is that 50% of our first year students are first generation college students. So what that means, you are, if you're first generation, you're the first in your family to graduate with a college degree in the United States. I myself am a first generation college student. Several of our admission staff are also first generation. So there are a lot of resources both on campus and also within our office to be supportive of you. For Division I sports, we are a part of the MAC conference or the Mid-American Conference. So if you are interested in any of these sports, you're welcome to attend any of these home games for free with your student ID. We also do have intramural and club sports if you're interested in playing on a less competitive level or just engaging with some sports in a more recreational way. For academic programs, we have over 100 different areas of study in our 6 undergraduate colleges. Some of our interesting majors are we have engineering technology, we have meteorology, we actually have different programs in the College of Education to study with students who have maybe visual impairments or special education, things like that. We also do have mechatronics engineering and biomedical engineering if you're interested in either of those. And then if you are interested in music, theater, and dance, you can pursue those majors through our College of Visual and Performing Arts. You also can pursue research at NIU starting your freshman year through our Research Rookies program. Research Rookies is a paid opportunity, so you're welcome to pursue research within your major and also outside of your major. So if you're interested in additional topics or something that's kind of something you've been thinking about for a while, as long as there is a faculty member currently conducting research or interested in the same topic as you, you are welcome to pursue anything that you'd like. There's also opportunities to present your research and funding to be able to travel and share your research experiences as well. Something I think is really unique to NIU is that we have several different cultural resource centers on our campus. These spaces do become a home away from home for a lot of our students. They are a great space of connection. They're also a great space for just building community with peers and also staff members on our campus. These spaces are also academic spaces, so you can pursue a major or minor or certificate or any combination of those, as well as pursue study abroad opportunities, internships, honor societies, things like that as well. And then actually, I do want to mention that we do have a specific office for undocumented student support on campus for our students. We are one of the first schools in Illinois to be able to have an official member there. So for any students who might need that connection or want to share resources between folks as well, that specific office is helpful in that way. For organizations, we have over 300 different student organizations on campus. So everything from fraternities and sororities to Uno and esports club, chess club, things like that. We do also have service and volunteer opportunities if you would like to pursue that on campus, as well as academic and professional honor societies. For living on campus, at NIU, you are required to live on campus for the first year. After that, you can move off campus if you would like. These are typically the options that we have to live on campus. Most first-year students are either choosing from one of the Neptune, Newhall, Stevenson, or Grant options, and then we do have specific residence halls for upperclassmen as well. In the residence halls, we do have different living learning communities. So if you would like to live on a particular floor or share an experience with folks who are taking similar classes as you, or maybe pursuing similar internships, that's a great way to build connection while you're living on campus. And then we do also have special interest communities that are less academic based, more social, for students who want to make different connections based on interests. As far as things that we offer for having fun on campus, we have welcome days, which are typically happening during that first week of move-in. There is also homecoming. So if you're a big football fan, maybe a tailgate fan, you do have the opportunity to pursue homecoming while you're here at NIU. We do also have family weekends. So if you are interested in bringing your parents, grandparents, siblings to come out to campus, you have that opportunity. And then NIU Cares Day is our organized day of service. I also want to mention that you do have access to several different resources on campus. So being that we are close to Chicago, you can pursue, again, jobs and internships in the city if you'd like. A lot of big companies are based in Chicago as well. Our faculty are doing research on their own, so you also have access to their networks both within and outside of the country. We have tutoring, writing services. We have different recreational services on campus. We have counseling and consultation services, as well as health services and different ways of support for you as a student that are either low cost or no cost to you as a student. And then additionally, we have our career services program, which offers resume, job prep help, internship help, and things like that in case you all do need any of that information. Finally, then if you're thinking about applying for NIU, there's a couple different ways to apply, several different ways. We're on niu.edu and the Common App, no application fee. And if anyone wants any more information, I'm happy to share that afterwards as well. Thank you all for your time.
Great way to finish us up here. Thank you so much, NIU. All right, well, we want to take advantage of having all of these experts in one place. So we are going to move on to a round robin Q&A. I'm going to share my screen here while all my colleagues come on video here. The first questions we're going to kick off with is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? We'll go in the same order. So I'll ask St. Olaf College to get us started here.
Absolutely, the advice. I've been doing this for a very long time. So my biggest piece of advice is stay organized. You're all applying to many different institutions with different deadlines. You definitely want to have some type of folder where you have all the deadlines intact, and communicate. You really want to communicate with your admission officers. And most importantly, have fun with it. It's a great process, and have fun and ask questions. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, Occidental College, what would you like to add to that?
Absolutely. As much as you're thinking about college, which is on the horizon, I think it's also really important to remember that you still have 25%, a quarter of your high school experience. And so don't lose sight of kind of the moment. Really engage throughout your full senior year. We are looking for students who are maximizing their time in their high school. And so if you've already got one foot out the door, you're not able to contribute as much to your high school community. So really lean into that, especially this year. I think there'll be a lot of opportunity to be a leader on your campus when most students haven't been back in 15 months. So make the most of that last year and be present.
Yeah, great advice. Thank you. Pomona College, what is your advice?
Sure. My advice would be that you should just be authentically you in the application process. I know that's hard to say, but students often ask, what are you looking for? Or how do I get in? Or how do I put my best foot forward? And just be yourself. The entire admissions process is really a time to be really self-reflective about who you are, who you want to be. In so many ways, college is a reset. And my biggest piece of advice is just, apply, apply to institutions and know that you're going to get into some institutions and you possibly will be denied at some institutions, but neither of those have anything to do with your self-worth, right? And so just keep believing in yourself, keep showing up, and you will do great in this process and in life.
Yeah, fantastic advice through the search and beyond. Rhodes College, what is your advice?
Yeah, I would say, as you're applying to a lot of different colleges, I think building a strong relationship with your counselor is definitely important. This is the person, and I think I speak for all of us, like we're all humans in this process, reading applications as they come in. So if we see an application and we're like, oh, like I did an interview with this student and I know the student is really interested, we will definitely fight for you and we want to make sure that, we see you succeed, in the application process. So definitely, reach out, email, ask for interview opportunities, things like that, and do what you can to really kind of fight for yourself in that regard. But yeah, build that strong connection for sure.
Great, thank you so much. Okay, NIU, I know this is a hard one to go last on, but we'll let you close us out here.
I'll just add to the last addition. So in addition to getting to know your admissions counselor, find someone who you can ask questions, but will give you a good answer, give you an answer that helps you kind of fill out the college, fill out whether you want to pursue this opportunity here, what things we can offer you, will you feel supported, things like that. Like ask really deep in questions that are going to affect you over the 4 years that you're here. So that's my advice.
Awesome, great advice. Okay, we're going to move on to the next question. So that last question helped us get where we all end up after this, but this question is going back to your respective campuses, and that is, what is your favorite event or tradition on campus? Going in the same order, we will have St. Olaf College kick this off again.
Yes, thank you. I would say definitely it would be our winter walk. And so what happens is on the first Thursday in December, the city of Northfield, pretty much all the restaurants and shops closes down. They close down, and literally you hear holiday music, people are drinking hot chocolate, having cookies, and it literally looks like the North Pole. And a few years back, we actually had a Hallmark movie filmed in Northfield. So that's a very special event for me, for my colleagues, for our students, and most importantly, for our Northfield community.
Yeah, how fun. That's great. Thanks for sharing that with us. Occidental College, what's your favorite event or tradition?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I should only pick one. As a Springfest would definitely be Oxy students' favorite day. It's a day in April, kind of right before finals, where we have a day-long carnival. We have rides, games, and then it culminates with a concert in our outdoor amphitheater, where we were able to bring a artist to campus to perform just for Oxy students. In the past, we've had Macklemore and Snoop Dogg and Common, and it's just a day of a lot of fun that we can kind of celebrate right before finals, and get all that fun out of our system before we buckle down.
Awesome, I love it. Thank you so much. Pomona College, your favorite event or tradition on campus?
Sure. So ours is Ski Beach Day. It happens every year in March. So our relationship with snow is very different in Southern California than it is in Chicago. So we like to go and visit our snow. And then when it gets cold, we just come back down the mountain to the sunshine. So in March, we go up to our local mountain, and students will go skiing in the morning and then out to Santa Monica, the beach, in the afternoon. And so that's something that's uniquely Southern California that you wouldn't be able to experience in a lot of other places, which is just great.
Yeah, that's great. I had never heard of something like that. So thanks for sharing that. That's exciting. Okay, Rhodes College, what is your favorite event or tradition?
The last one's awesome, and I kind of want to do that. But I think ours is probably the decathlon that we have on campus. So basically, it's 10 traditions that we want our students to complete by the time they graduate. The first one being we have this giant Rhodes College seal in one of our buildings, and students are not allowed to step on it until graduation day. So you'll see students kind of avoiding it the entire year. But there's 9 other things, and we don't tell students what they are. Students have to figure out what those things are as they kind of go through. It's kind of fun because they'll be asking professors if they know, and it's kind of like a scavenger hunt that lasts for all 4 years, and everybody tries to complete it at the very last minute, and it's really funny seeing everyone in the last week of school trying to finish all the decathlon events. But that's probably my favorite thing for sure, and I won't spoil it and tell you what they are, but you'll have to figure that out for yourself.
Also super unique. I'm glad to hear that. That's really interesting. Thanks for sharing. All right. Northern Illinois University, what is your favorite event or tradition on campus?
Honestly, I really like homecoming. I didn't have homecoming at my institution previously, and so being able to see the students gather, there's specifically an event called Yell Like Hell, where students literally go and scream at the top of their lungs, and it sounds wild, but it actually is really fun to watch and just let them let loose for a little bit. I really like that event.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a good classic done really well. So great answer there as well. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for helping us get a little bit of a feel what it's like to be a member of your campus communities in this format as well. I want to thank you all for being here as well. Thank you to all of our attendees who are taking time out of their summer plans to learn more about a diverse group of institutions all around the country. I'm going to share my screen one last time here and give some final reminders for the event. This is the last session of today's event, but keep in mind that we have a full day tomorrow, more sessions coming at you that we hope that you will jump in to keep learning about different institution types. When you close your browser here today, this window, you're going to get a very quick 4-question survey. Any information you can provide will help us make this and other events better in the future. And last but not least, do keep in mind that this session, along with all of the others for this event, are all being recorded and will be available to you within about a week at strivescan.com/Chicago Scholars. All right, one last thank you to everyone. Have a wonderful evening and good luck in your college search. Bye-bye now.